Yo, I'm Aaran from While She Sleeps, and you're watching Salute the Magpie.
Hey, what's up guys, Jack here from Salute the Magpie, back with another interview. This week I'm joined with 1/5 of While She Sleeps.
How's it going?
Would you like to be able to just introduce yourself, what you do in the band?
I'm Aaran and I play the bass guitar.
Very, very good then. Let's get straight into it. So what, You Are We, your latest album has come out a few weeks ago now, nearly a month. How has the reaction been to it?
It's really amazing actually, people are taking to it really well. We feel like this is probably the most developed our sound has ever been, and you know it's a little more different than any of the other stuff has been so far. So you know it's always a little bit of apprehension whether people will take to it or not. But that's people have just really taken to it so well. It's been out a few weeks now, like you've said. So and you can really tell as the tour's gone on that people have sat with it for longer and getting to know more of the lyrics as time's going on. So yeah, it's going amazingly.
Yeah, and you say you're getting the reaction from the crowd. What have been some of the tracks that have been going off live?
We've been playing Empire of Silence, which has been great. We've been filming that for a video, which has just been completed the other day. Been playing all the releases that we've released, like Silence Speaks, Hurricane, and because we've been playing Hurricane for a while, that's going down really well.
And is that one of your favourites to play live as well?
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's really great. Obviously, I think Silence Speaks is probably my favourite to play. Just because it's a new song and it's just really fast paced and so just
and like a huge breakdown as well.
Yeah, that's quite a huge breakdown too. So and then people are singing that the middle part really loudly. They're doing that on Hurricane too as well. They're doing that on all the songs. It's amazing.
Well, how would you're saying this is the most developed that your sound has become? How would you describe your evolution from North Stands for Nothing to all the way up to You Are We?
It's funny, the other day me and Sean was in the car and we listened to everything back to back, and just from North Stands for Nothing to This Is the Six was like a huge jump for us. I think as time's gone on, I think the sound's just evolved as we have evolved as people. You know what I mean? It's like we're never gonna write the same album as the North or This Is the Six. So it's just, I think our music's gone on the same journey we have, and you can really, if you listen to it, you can really hear how it represents us as people and a few influences and everything that happened at the time. I think the North, it did sound like, it sounds like we were younger. We were younger then, do you know what I mean? And I think, it's just developed naturally as we have.
I mean, that's just, I would say, Sleeps are one of the most genuine bands now. Obviously, it comes across in the music, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
You change as people.
We never really set out to do anything. We never really get in the studio and think, right, this is the direction we want to take it in. We just sit down and just whatever comes out. And I think that's the only way you're going to get the most honest representation of your band. Yeah,
totally. And I want to talk a bit about the DIY stuff, because it's quite well known that you've gone for DIY for this album as opposed to Brainwash. But what are some of the obstacles that you've avoided or that have come up from going DIY?
Well, you talking about going independent and everything. Yeah. Well, it's just it's funny. We're just actually writing the zine for it. So one of the pledge perks was you get a zine, and it talks about the making of You Are We. And I was just writing about it, and I was just like, it's a label just wasn't for us. At the time. We had a label before when we were releasing Brainwash. We wanted a major label, and there's just a lot of mishaps that happened, and just being very sloppy, and songs being dropped without in the middle of the night without videos when they came with videos and everything. So we were just we didn't want that same thing to happen again. So when Sony dropped us, we felt like if the 14-year-old me could hear me saying we felt lucky to be dropped by a major label, we'd just be like, what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? But we really felt like it was it gave us a fresh, clean start, and we could just start again from scratch. And we didn't want to go back into a system and and shop around for labels when that was the thing that was detrimental to us in the first place. And I think that our relationship that we have with our fans is completely symbiotic. Do you know what I mean? They couldn't survive without each other, and I think that anything external, like a label, thriving off the life is detrimental to both parties. They're not going to get the best out of us if we can't have not got longevity because we're in debt to such a system, and in turn, you know, they don't get music from us, and we don't get, you know, this life which is not too bad being in a band. Like, so it's all right. We get to tour and see the world and shit. So yeah, we were just like that. We don't want to be a part of that. We felt like we had enough of an established fan base to just go it alone, and it's worked somehow.
Well, yeah, that's great. I mean, having your fans, and the fans support the band and the band support the fans, and just working in unison, that totally works and makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that leads me on to Pledge, and what can you talk about Pledge? Like, what has that done for you, and what's your sense?
Well, obviously when we decided to go it alone and without a label and stuff, you need some sort of platform for for your album to be released through, and we were, like I said, we were shopping about again for like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and when we had a meeting with Pledge in London, and we just hit it off, and we just felt like, you know, they're something that's directly about music, you know what I mean? They're involved with music, so they've helped a lot of bands in the past, and that's their main focus. So we were just like, and they have like a great team behind them, marketing team and everything that came along with the deal and everything. So we're just like, you know, this seems like the perfect platform for us to go through, and it's worked out amazingly.
Yeah, some of the things that you offer on Pledge are like so cool. Like the guitar strings.
That's the thing, yeah. And I think, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do that if we went through like a normal label system. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to like do all these cool perks that we've done. Like I said, the rings, which I think is like one of the coolest things ever, because like, you know, you get to wear part of that album essentially. It's just those strings made the sound that happened on the album. You know what I mean? So. And I think that's why it's done so well, because fans have been, you know, they want these items. Like we've had a chance to brainstorm and get these ideas out there, and people want them. Do you know what I mean? It's great doing an album, but to do a campaign like this and have cool items like that to offer along with the music is great.
Yeah, great stuff. And I just wanted to go back to the album, and I suppose you're not the best person to ask because you're not a vocalist in the band, but I noticed that on this album, Matt's vocal responsibilities kind of stepped up a little bit.
But there's a lot of Sean in there as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what, like, because Matt and Sean's vocals are quite similar. And Sean has got like a really high range in his vocal range, and he's definitely added a layer to Matt's vocals that wasn't necessarily there before. And it's working great. I think like all three of their vocals now are just working in complete.
And I was going to ask, Loz's throat problems well documented and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask whether that was a conscious decision to include those guys in to do.
No, it wasn't. No. Like
was it actually?
Like I said, like everything. Every time we go into the studio, nothing's like a conscious decision. We just like things just develop naturally. And you know, so we just like let stuff happen, and then obviously when you start seeing some sort of like pattern emerging, like you've obviously then you start playing on that, and then and Sean was getting really involved with the lyric writing, so was I, but Sean was getting really involved as well, but when wanted to sing his own parts. So yeah, that's how that happened, and I think all the three of their voices are working really well together.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's really added so much more to the new album.
Yeah.
And then talk about vocalists as well. Oli Sykes is sort of obviously the big name on the album.
There's not one interview to not ask that question yet.
I mean, it's a good talking point. I mean, just how did that come about? I mean, I know you said it enough times, but
we've had a bit of a feud in the past. Like that's no secret now. Like, you know, everybody's been talking about it, and then it just got to the point where we just didn't know, you know, what each other were fighting about anymore, and so we ended up like burying the hatch a little bit. Matt like talked to Wally, and we were just like let's put it all to bed. And then they offered us a tour, so you know, the touring opportunity was a great time to build some bridges and just like become friends again. And then obviously we did that tour with him in Australia, and then he was really like pumped up about the music we're releasing. He said he hasn't felt that passionately about heavy music in a while, and he said he really liked what we were doing, and he just wondered if there any way he could help. But you know, as you do, we were sending him like some tracks off the album that he hadn't heard or we haven't released, and he was just like, I really want to get involved. And then he changed the middle section of Silence Speaks. At the time, it wasn't called that, but and he changed, like, the breakdown actually needed some lyrics writing for it. But then he changed it up, went on Logic, and then came back with a part that you hear now. It hasn't really changed at all. It's the kind of it's the same. And we loved it, and we were just like, well, I think the perfect way for you to get involved with it is just, we had no guest spots planned at the time, so we're just like, let's do it. Let's make a collaboration, and it's that kind of the perfect way of like completely erasing it all. It's just like, we're friends again, and it's cool. And then we were recording the video for Silence Speaks like the following week, and we live on each other's doorsteps, so like Drop Dead is literally round the corner from our warehouse. So we were just like, and we were filming it like there, so we were just like, let's go, let's do it, and it was in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great track, but obviously a great album. Can't complain. I just wanted to end it on just what are the bands that you listen to at the moment? What would you recommend to anyone coming to the gig tonight?
I've actually just been doing some video work for Lars. I've been making him some teasers for he's got like a festival that he does every year, and he like puts on like side shows at his local venue, and I didn't, and Counterparts are playing it, and Napoleon are playing it, and I didn't actually realise how good they were.
Yeah,
so today I've just been listening to those two bands, and I think they're great. Always going to plug Thrice, and I'm always going to plug Darkest Hour, because they're my favourite bands ever, and they're both well underrated.
Yeah, I'd totally agree with that. Thrice especially, they've been on the headliner, haven't they?
Just recently.
I missed
it.
It looks crazy.
So good.
It looks crazy.
So good.
But anyway, that's all the questions I've got for you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for sitting down with us.
Yeah, no
worries.
worries.
Hope the tour goes well, and all the album goes well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.